Good evening, everybody. Good night, gal. I'm live with a quick little unboxing video. So we're going to be looking at a couple of my favorite women. We're going to look at merchandise from games featuring my favorite women protagonists. Some of my favorite women protagonists. And so before we begin, make sure you're following me on Twitch and on X so you know when I go live. And with that said, sit back, relax, strap yourselves in. We're about to get going. So one of the things that we've been doing this month as we are celebrating month is we are highlighting the contribution of Black women in video games. And today we can check out the people that I'm featuring. Thanks for the lurk, Adobe. The people I'm featuring are under today's command for March 15th. So we're gonna start out with a couple of people who have contributed to games that you might be familiar with, starting with Brittany M. Morris. Now, Brittany M. Morris has a large catalog of games and other works that she's written for. Two games that might be of interest to fans of PlayStation are Marvel Spider-Man 2 and the upcoming Wolverine game. She's also written for Subnautica Below Zero as the narrative designer, and she's been a contributing writer to The Lost Legends of Redwall. So you might have heard about her before. She's also written a few books. I'm a big fan of Life is Strange, and so she has written Life is Strange Heat Waves. Not sure why the images are not okay. Looks like we're having a problem with this page. Right, thank you. That's kind of silly. Alright, so she's written a bunch of books. One of them is the Life is Strange Heat Waves book that is the it features the characters from Life is Strange True Colors. She's written Slay. I feel like I've heard of that one. It sounds like a game, a show or something. The Black Girl Survives in this one, which is a take on horror. Here's another one called The Jump and The Cost of Knowing. I feel like some of these have been adapted or something. Together Apart is an anthology, and of course she's written Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Wings of Fury is a novel, companion novel for the game. So she's like a really prolific writer. You've probably heard of her from some of the stuff that she's done. Just a little bit about her. She's actually won an NAACP Image Award. Well, she's been nominated for an NAACP Image Award. She's won the ALA Black Caucus Youth Literary Award, and she was a finalist for the Ignite Award. Studied at Boston University, where she got an economics degree. I don't know why the website keeps failing. It's kind of silly. Anyway, you can read more about her on her website, authorbrittnymorris.com. The next person that we're going to feature today, my goodness, the website is... Anyway, the next person we're going to feature today is Dani Lalondres, and she has written for a recent indie game called Validate, Struggling Singles in Your Area. She's a lead producer of that game. She's also working on the Black Panther game by Cliffhanger Games. And if you have seen her, she's got a lot of different works that she's done. So Validate was a recent game on Steam, for example. Another game she's done is Spirit Swap. So that's kind of like Puzzle Bobble or something like that. I also think I showed you an interview with her, or maybe not, but there's an interview with her from Black Voices in Gaming. So you've seen the screenshot in my opening sort of slideshow, but they've done an interview with her on the Black Voices in Gaming website, and she also appeared at the GDOC Game Developers of Color Expo in 2021. She's very active in terms of panels and events featuring people like DigiPride, the joy of diverse romance in games. We're here, we're queer, now what, at PAX, and she was at the Black Card Gala. So all of these videos are available from her website as well. And if you want to learn a little bit more about her, on her website, she talks about the fact that she's a Nigerian-American, non-binary woman based in Chicago. She's done game writing, she works with community organizing, and she's one of the people involved in the new area of sensitivity reading. She produced Validate Struggling Singles in Your Area, and she's also the CEO of Veritable Joy Studios. So I think she's a really interesting person. She wants to advance the gaming industry for the better, and I think that can only be a good thing. So the third person that we're going to feature today is Chella Ramanan, and she's another really interesting writer that you might have heard of. She's based in Sweden. She's been the narrative designer for Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which was developed by Massive Entertainment for Ubisoft. She's a member of the female game development team Threefold Games, which is based in the UK. They made the game Before I Forget, which is about a woman who has dementia. They're also developing another interesting title called Windrush Tales, which is going to be a branching narrative game talking about the British Caribbean diaspora. So she's going to be directing. She's also directed games. She's directing this game, and it's already been featured in The Guardian, Ed Magazine, BBC, and Sky News. She's done all sorts of other writing as a freelancer and a game journalist, and she's also the co-founder of People of Color in Play, which you might know about as well. So People of Color in Play is an organization that helps to increase the visibility of people of color in the gaming industry. They provide networking, resources, education, making sure that people are represented accurately, and empowering people with a bit of melanin to be represented properly in the video games industry. So she's one of the co-founders of that, and you can also check out their website. This is their team. The whole goal of them, they are based in the UK. The goal is to increase the representation of the ethnic minority groups that are in this gaming industry, because there's just not enough representation to begin with. And I think one of the things that they're also involved in, I think they do have some events that they do. I guess they haven't had an event since 2020. But definitely check out People of Color in Play. Right now they are, they work with the BAFTAs. They are, they do things for the South Asian community, the Caribbean and African diaspora. So they're definitely an interesting organization to check out. And as I said, they're co-founded by Chella Ramanan, who is herself a game writer, director, and developer. So those are some of the really cool women in video games that you should check out from my links. And now we're gonna talk about some of my gaming merch, which we haven't done in a while. I have a lot of merch, and it is very excessive, you might say. I mean, yeah,